As Cornell was making 30s and 40s, you can look at that as the time in which he's trying to find his way. What's the format, what's the structure? And one of the structures, in terms of sources that he found very helpful, was indeed the Victorian miniature theater. So that the notion that you could take punch-outs with directions and assemble them as a three-dimensional theater was something that appealed to him. And in many respects, that's metaphorically what he's doing with some of these boxes. In the 30s and the 40s, Cornell was also very busy going to the theater and to the ballet. It was a real renaissance of theater and ballet opportunities in New York especially. And he just loved it. So, those two things started to merge for him, the performances that he was seeing in real life and the notion of miniaturizing it and capturing it. Whether it was characters in a book or in a play or in a ballet, Cornell really felt very strongly about trying to give a longer life to the notion of the performer or the character. So he was definitely trying to save and treasure within the boxes. With something like his Pink Palace series, he made about 8 different examples. He took a print of a castle, cut out its windows, took the print and laid it down on a piece of mirror, inserted it in the box in such a way that it has this usually blue painted proscenium around the image of the castle. Behind the castle, around the castle, there are twigs. And all of those twigs and the little proscenium effect are frequently covered with flecks of sparkling glass and crushed plastic. And basically, it's as a result of him seeing the ballet Sleeping Beauty in New York. But what you don't see is the princess. You have to assume that she's asleep in that castle. You don't see the prince who's coming to rescue her. You have to assume he's on the way off stage somewhere. And instead, what you're looking at is that whole notion of that existence of the princess stopped in time. She's frozen in a wintry landscape in her castle. But it's called Pink Palace because within the ballet, the character was Princess Aurora. And Aurora refers to the dawn. And with the dawn, we associate the rosy hues of the sun. And so that pink wash that's over the image of the castles in this series suggests the dawning or the awakening that the princess is going to have, and symbolically or poetically, hopefully, the awakening of our imagination. So he's going through a period in making works like this or works that treat characters from books like Paul and Virginia or The Three Musketeers with the whole idea of staging things for us as an exploration of the imagination. The box Paul and Virginia is probably one of Cornell's most complex works. It's